In the sleepy town of Galway's Edge, nestled between rugged cliffs and dense woods, a tale of transformation would shake the very foundations of its people's beliefs. Oliver was a local librarian, more content with his nose in a book than out mingling with the townsfolk. His world revolved around ancient myths, especially those that dealt with supernatural creatures. Little did he know, he was about to become a part of such a legend. One evening, while on his way home, Oliver took a shortcut through the woods. As the dense trees enveloped him in darkness, he felt an unusual chill in the air. Suddenly, a large wolf-like creature lunged at him from the shadows. Before he could react, it sank its teeth into his arm and disappeared as quickly as it had appeared. Oliver was left stunned and bleeding. Frightened and in pain, he managed to get home, nursing the deep bite. That night, he experienced feverish dreams of running through woods, hunting, and the hauntingly bright full moon. He awoke drenched in sweat, the bite on his arm throbbing and eerily healed. Over the next few days, Oliver felt different. He was stronger, faster, and his senses were heightened. However, as the full moon approached, an insatiable restlessness consumed him. On the night of the full moon, Oliver's transformation was complete. He became a powerful werewolf, his human consciousness replaced by a primal, feral instinct. He roamed the woods, hunting and howling, leaving the town in fear. Morning came, and Oliver awoke amidst the trees, memories of the night's hunt flashing before his eyes. The realization hit him, the stories he had read were true. He was a werewolf. Desperate for a solution, Oliver pored through ancient texts and manuscripts. His search led him to an old druidic tome which spoke of a ritual that could suppress the beast within. But the ritual required 3 key ingredients: moonstone, wolf's fang, and the blood of the cursed. The journey to gather these items was perilous. The moonstone was said to reside atop the treacherous cliffs surrounding Galway's Edge. The wolf's fang could only be taken from a pure alpha wolf, a dangerous endeavor. And, of course, the blood of the cursed was his own. Braving the cliffs, Oliver managed to locate and retrieve the shimmering moonstone. Facing the alpha wolf was more challenging. In a battle of wills, man versus beast, Oliver's newfound strength gave him the upper hand, allowing him to claim a fawn. With the ingredients in hand, Oliver prepared for the ritual. As the next full moon rose, he began chanting the druidic incantations. The moonstone glowed, the wolf's fang disintegrated, and as he added his own blood to the mix, a blinding light enveloped him. When the light faded, Oliver stood transformed, not as a werewolf but as a man with a unique bond to the lunar cycle. He could now control his transformation, choosing when to embrace the beast within and when to remain human. However, the power of the transformation corrupted Oliver's spirit. Every time he morphed into his werewolf form, the darkness inside grew, amplifying his most malicious desires. The townspeople noticed a drastic change in his behavior. He began hoarding ancient texts and artifacts, using them to gain more power and control over the supernatural. As days turned into weeks, a mysterious green glow began to emanate from the library every night, casting an eerie luminance over Galway's Edge. The once tranquil town now felt haunted, as the glow was accompanied by faint whispering sounds, like distant chants from another time. Tales of disappearances started circulating, and before long, missing persons posters littered every street corner. Those who went missing weren't just gone, they returned, but changed. Their eyes held a vacant stare, devoid of life, emotion, or thought. These transformed townspeople were like mindless drones, seemingly under Oliver's control. The once beloved librarian had become Galway's Edge's worst nightmare. He was not content with just transforming. He had a darker purpose. With each new drone he created, his power seemed to amplify. The green glow of the library grew brighter, and the whispering chants grew louder, more insistent. Desperation spread throughout Galway's edge. Help seemed distant, until a stranger arrived. Dressed in a long black cloak, with a hat shadowing his face and a crossbow slung over his back, he introduced himself as Van Helsing, a hunter of supernatural evils. The name was legendary. Tales of his battles against creatures of the night were renowned across the land. Van Helsing quickly assessed the situation. He began by researching in the few places in town that Oliver hadn't plundered for ancient texts. Discovering that the green glow came from a cursed stone embedded in the heart of the library, Van Helsing knew it was the source of Oliver's amplified powers. Forming a small team of brave townspeople, Van Helsing devised a plan. They would infiltrate the library, confront Oliver, and destroy the cursed stone, ending his reign of terror. The night of their assault was stormy, with lightning illuminating the town in sporadic bursts. Van Helsing and his team made their way stealthily to the library, avoiding the drones that roamed the streets. The green glow of the library was almost blinding up close, but Van Helsing pushed forward. As they entered, they were met with resistance. Drones, under Oliver's command, lunged at them. But Van Helsing was prepared. With holy water and silver-tipped bolts, they managed to fend them off. Deep within the library, in the most ancient section, they found Oliver. The transformation had taken a toll. He looked more beast than man, his eyes radiating malevolence. Around him, the green stone pulsed. Oliver roared, a sound that seemed to shake the very foundations of the library. With inhuman speed, he attacked. But Van Helsing had faced such evils before. A fierce battle ensued, claws against crossbow, feral might against seasoned skill. In the midst of their fight, one of the townspeople, driven by bravery, or perhaps madness, rushed towards the pulsating stone. Grasping it, he screamed in agony as it seared his flesh. But his sacrifice wasn't in vain. The stone cracked, and the green glow started to wane. Seizing the moment, Van Helsing landed a bolt right into Oliver's heart. The werewolf librarian let out a pained cry before collapsing, his reign of terror finally at an end. As dawn broke, the transformed townspeople slowly regained their consciousness, free from Oliver's dark influence. Galway's edge had been saved. Van Helsing, his task completed, prepared to leave, but not before leaving behind a warning. Evil lurks where you least expect it. Always be vigilant. The town would heal, but the legend of the librarian turned beast, the green glow, and the brave souls who fought against the darkness would forever be a part of Galway's edge's history.